His Excellency Mr. José Sócrates, Prime Minister of Portugal. Your Excellency, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President. Dear colleagues, ministers, distinguished delegates, let me go directly to the subject. Climate change is the biggest environmental threat of present times. And this summit represents an historic opportunity to deliver an effective, fair, and comprehensive response to the most important challenge the world is facing. And the way ahead is very clear to my eyes. First of all, we need binding emission reduction targets for all developed countries. We need also binding action by advanced developing countries. We need appropriate finance to lubricate the deal. And we also need clear rules of international verification to foster trust. What we don't need, dear colleagues, is a deal that would be binding for only part of us. Such a deal will not solve the climate puzzle and will not be fair and will not be acceptable. Mr. President and dear colleagues, delegates, the European Union is here with a strong determination to reach a global agreement. 2 years ago, we helped to achieve the Bali Roadmap. In 2008, we established a truly ambitious climate target, a unilateral objective of 20% emissions reductions by 2020, which will go even further up to 30% objective in the context, of course, of a strong international agreement. Last week, we also agree on a package of 7.2 billion euros for fast-track financing up to 2012. We did it, and we did it because it's the right thing to do, the right thing to the environment, and also the right thing to do for the economy. By addressing climate change, we believe we are ensuring the transition to a new economic era with high levels of technology, green jobs, and low carbon emissions. Mr. President, delegates, Portugal is deeply committed to the fight against climate change and towards sustainability. We believe it's possible to see our economies grow in a more efficient, smarter, and cleaner way. We believe in reaping the benefits of innovation in this transition to a low-carbon future. And we believe also that it's possible to do so in a spirit of enhanced international cooperation and solidarity towards those that are most vulnerable. Indeed, Portugal has set climate and energy as clear priorities in the last few years. We are growing fast on renewable energies, wind, hydro, and solar power. We have promoted a range of energy efficiency measures. We are establishing the first national integrated network for electric car charging. All of this in order to anticipate the economy of the future and to be sure that Portugal does not lag behind the energy revolution we are already facing. Our national efforts have been translated into success. In fact, only a few days ago, an independent study considered Portugal to be at the 12th best performer on climate change policy amongst 57 industrialized countries. Mr. President, colleagues, delegates, it's definitely time for an agreement on climate change. We all know that underlying each environmental problem, there is always a question of how to make the distribution of the resources of the world. But climate change is not just a problem of rich or poor countries. In this game, there are not winners and losers at the same time, but rather it will have winners only or only losers. Let us turn this summit and this conference into a great victory. Thank you very much, Mr. President. Thank you.